Our Emunah Minute today is dedicated by Maishi and Chavi Abramson in memory of Dov ben Moshe Shalom. We hope that in the merit of our Talmud Torah, the Neshama will have an Aliyah and the family in Nechama. In a dramatic display in last week's Parsha, towards the end of the Parsha, after Moshe Rabbeinu has reluctantly accepted the reins of leadership, he comes to Paro armed with a message of redemption and salvation. Hashem mamish giving him the script, telling him, say this to Paro, tell we're going to go, we're going to serve, we're going to be free, we're going to go 3 days, come back. And Paro responds in a simple way. Paro says, Tichbat ha'avoda. Let the work become more intense. Al ha'anoshim. Kveyesu va'yishu b'divrei sheker. So Paro essentially says, listen, you guys obviously have too much free time on your hands. If you could dream about salvation, if you could dream about geula, if you could speak about some future, some destiny, it clearly means you have too much time on your hands. 2 words, tichbat ha'avoda. Let the avoda, let the work become more intense. Paro understanding, if you have more work, less time. Less time, no time for imagination, no time for dreaming, no time for destiny, no time for salvation. And the Ramchal Moshe Chaim Letzato, in his Sefer Mesilas Yesharim, says something absolutely amazing. He describes in the opening chapter of his Sefer what he calls the Shar HaZihiros. And Zihiros he understands to mean that a person must live life with an awareness. A person must take time to think, where do I want my life to go? What do I want to do? Who do I want to become? Because you see, interesting, and Ramchal quotes this as well, and you find this quoted in Hasidic literature. Pharaoh in our parshios, is often a metaphor for the Yetzer Hara, for the evil inclination, that internal self-sabotaging mechanism which prevents us from self-actualizing and becoming the greatest version of ourselves. And what is the greatest strategy? What is the greatest tool of the Yetzer Hara? So often we think to ourselves, what is the Yetzer Hara? What does the evil inclination do? It entices me to sin, right? Chet, the ability to get me to sin, is the greatest tool of the Yetzer Hara. But in fact, Ramchal and Sifrei Chasidus explain, no, that's not actually the greatest tool of the evil inclination. It's much simpler. The greatest tool of the Yetzer Hara, the greatest tool of the evil inclination, the greatest tool of Paro, is Tichbad ha'avoda. Let people get busy. Because if people become so busy, they have no time to think. And if they have no time to think, they have no time to make a plan for growth. They have no time to chart future aspirations, goals, or ideals. Tichbat ha'avoda. Let man become overwhelmed by the realities, by the circumstances of his everyday life. That is the greatest strategy of the Yetzer Hara. That ultimately, again, is how we become the. Think about this from our own lives. How many times does it happen that you begin the day and you have a whole plan? You have a whole plan. So I'm going to accomplish A, B, C, D, and E. I know everything I have to do. And you tell yourself, you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to answer the phone. Or I'm not going to check the email or the text or the WhatsApp or anything else, because I got to stay focused. Because if I get busy with a million other things that may be important or may be necessary, but aren't important now or necessary now, if I get involved with those things, it's going to do it. So what happens? You have strong staying power, incredibly strong resolve for about 7 minutes. And then what happens? The phone call comes in. I'll just take it for a second. And before you know it, the day is over. Now, it's true, maybe you were very busy, maybe you even accomplished a number of things, but chances are you didn't accomplish what you wanted to accomplish. See, that's how the Yetzer Hara works. The Yetzer Hara understands that if you just get people busy enough with stuff in life, and by the way, it's not illicit things, it's not illegal things, it's not immoral things, it's just things. Get people busy enough, and they will not have the time to think about what they want to do, who they want to be, and what they want to accomplish. You know, this is why in Chasidus and in the Ramchal, we think about the concept of hisbodedus, taking the time to be alone with oneself, or at least taking the time to quiet things down a little bit, and to give significant thought on a basic level. What do I want to accomplish today? Begin the day with a few moments of silence. Just you silence everything. No one else is around. What do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? That's true on a daily level, on a weekly level, maybe even a monthly level. On a life level, I have to do the same thing. What do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? Who do I want to be? Because Paro, internal Paro, has such a strong hold over us. Tichba ta'avoda, just make him busy, more work, less time to think is the ultimate, it's the recipe for non-self-actualization. It's the recipe for simply losing out on so many beautiful life opportunities. And it's amazing, because remember, what does Hashem tell Moshe? After Paro says, Tichba ta'avoda, Moshe Rabbeinu gets all upset. He tells Hashem, and Hashem says what? Hashem sends Moshe right back. Sends him back in the beginning of this week's parasha, and Moshe Rabbeinu goes armed with the Arba Lashon HaShogeg, the 4 expressions of freedom. Right? Moshe Rabbeinu's job is come back and say, no, stop for a moment, and just listen to me. Stop what you're doing just for a moment, and listen to this message of redemption. This is the Musar for us as well. We each contend with our own internal Paro. But the way to contend with Paro, the way to contend with Yetzer Hara, is sometimes to silence everything, to silence the devices, to silence the voices, to silence the interactions, to take a little bit of time to be alone with one's self. Think about what you want to accomplish today. Think about what you want to accomplish this week, this month. But most importantly, think about what you want to accomplish in life. Wishing everyone a wonderful day.